Hey guys, out in QBIQ land, we've got a special one today. Chris Hickson with QBIQ. It's the two of us, my co-host, Peyton Mannequin. You guys are gonna come to know him. He's awesome. He's super smart, headless, knows everything. But here's the bottom line. We've got a big one for you today. Ross Malmgren out of North Paulding High School is joining us today. We're gonna get in on some Ross. This guy, we're gonna talk carrots, we're gonna talk football. We're gonna figure out why this big old 6'3" guy is throwing the ball all over the place, scoring touchdowns and throwing for a lot of yards. We're gonna get in on some Ross right now. Ross, what's up, man?
What's up, Chris? How you doing?
I'm doing awesome, man. So let's talk a little bit. You have a lot of history in football, a lot of history in quarterbacking. Talk to me about your history.
I've been playing football since I was 7. I've been playing quarterback since I was 7, but I've been starting since I was in 6th grade. I've been working with you since I was like
I've been changing your quarterback diapers since you were a little youngie.
I think since I was like 8 or 9, and then that's kind of taken off my quarterback career.
All right, so you went through what program did you go through when you in Little League? It was
I went to Ackworth.
Ackworth. That's right, because I remember the orange. That's right.
Yep.
And then you went to North Paulding High School, and then you've been starting at North Paulding. This is your 3rd year starting varsity, right?
Yes, sir.
Big Georgia 7A football. Hey, college coaches, check this out. 3-year starter, big 7A Georgia football. It's basically D2.5, D3 football in college. Okay, that's a lot of snaps with high pressure games and a lot of throwing. This guy one time, I got to throw it out. Max Preps was Player of the Week last year. Max, that's thousands and thousands of football players. You know what I mean? And I forget what was it?
I'm not sure the attempts to completions, but I think it was like 440 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Oh, I had the yards and jeez, 440 yards and 6 touchdowns. Man, that usually happens for most guys, like in 3 games. That's awesome, man. So listen, you're big time smart. You talk to anybody and they get it really quick about how smart you are on the football field. Recognizing a defense, for instance, what are you going to throw in a cover 2?
Just 2, 4, 6, 7, bang 9.
Dude, smart. It's unreal, man. But listen, so here's the bottom line. You go up to the line of scrimmage. How quickly do you know what's going to happen?
Pretty quickly, just based on defender's alignment.
Defender's alignment, pre-snap. And if a guy has skinny base, is he in run support or is he going back?
He's going back.
If he has a big base, what's he doing?
Coming up.
He's got run support.
Yep.
First, guys, make it easy. And this is what I love because, first of all, your dad is an amazing coach. I always told him he should be an OC in high school or college. The guy, he sniffs out touchdowns like it's nobody's business. You know, basically the apple doesn't fall far from the tree in that one, right? And you guys, you come from a great family. When I get a chance to talk to your family or be around you guys, it's all American type stuff. Coming up in your sister dominates. Is that competitive, by the way? She's like one of the best dancers in the country. Is that competitive? Does she come home with all these trophies and say, hey, Ross, where's your trophies?
Yeah, it's definitely a little competitive, being brother and sister, doing stuff like that for sure, yeah.
Hey, also, you guys are in the same high school.
We are now for the first year, yeah, getting back to school together since like elementary school. It's a little different for sure, seeing her walking around.
You're the senior,
yeah.
She's the freshman.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to me about this recruiting. Let's talk about recruiting. How's that going? I know this, when I went through it, it's a weird black hole, frustrating scenario. Yeah. It's like, how does this work?
Yeah, it is.
Talk
for
to me
sure.
a little bit.
At first, you can kind of get kind of up and down. Like one week you can kind of think like all these schools are talking to me, like you can be up here, and then the next week you can be right back down. And over a while I've kind of just learned that just to stay right here, and that things are going to work out over time, and that all you can do is just kind of just keep working hard and put your head down, and
man,
things are going to work out.
You couldn't have said it better. I mean, just because it's so emotional, you don't know, like you hear all these good things, but then the real deal is having somebody say, we'd like you to come here, we'd like to offer you a scholarship. That is where kind of the rubber meets the road, right?
Yeah.
And now you've got all these potentially uncommittable offers.
Yeah.
Like it's a verbal offer, but it's not really committable. And so it's like, okay, how do I really feel about that? So you bring up a good point. You just really need to stay at control the things you can control, is what you were saying.
Yep.
And that's what I can appreciate about you, because you are a manager of not just football, but of scenarios like recruiting. And I know, from a friendship standpoint, from a team leader standpoint, everybody around you looks at you like a leader. You're a community leader. You're a leader on the field. You're a leader at school. There's things that you do that's real special. And I know that any college that's going to get you is going to reap a lot of benefits on not just on the field action where you're making all these beautiful throws and accurate balls and dimes left and right. They're going to get somebody who's a really good person. And I can't wait for you to actually get that home, because it's going to happen. We all know for a fact you're going to get that home. And the Division I AA, that's where you need to be. Whoever picks you up is going to find a gem. And I can't wait for it to happen, for you to lock it down. And then it becomes even easier. Because don't get me wrong, I know that there's anxiety there. It hides there, right?
Yeah.
But, everything's going to be just fine.
Yes, sir.
And I know it happened to me. So at some point it'll work itself out. But like you said, stay on the road that you're on, handle and manage your team to touchdowns. Each drive is like the most important thing in the world, nothing else.
Yep.
It's about each drive.
Yes, sir.
Right? All right, let's talk a little bit about who you guys got this week. Who do you got?
This week we have Campbell.
Okay. How is Campbell this year? They've been struggling.
Yeah, I think they're a little down this year. I haven't watched any film on them yet, but yes, sir, I've heard that they're a little down this year. But
They have
we'll
athletes.
See.
They have athletes,
definitely
and
have athletes. I've heard
don't
that.
forget what happened at East with
Yep.
the East Paulding game.
Yep.
You guys got up by this guy throws for, like almost 100% in the first half, and basically threw for 4 touchdowns, I think, in the first half, and destroying East. But then you get in, and somehow you get stale, and you let them back in a little bit. So that's frustrating. You guys held on; it was no big deal. But you want to make sure each drive is ultimately the most important thing that's happening right now. Each drive, each play, situationally smart, and those are the things that I can appreciate about you, because I think prospectively you understand that better than I think really any quarterback in Georgia. You understand that, and that's what I can appreciate about you. Why don't you talk to me a little bit about your journey with QBIQ? Like we do game grades together, and let's talk about last year when we started it to this year. Talk a little bit about the QBIQ game grades.
Okay. Well, they're interesting for sure. They had me a little upset at the beginning of last year. I had to get in shape pretty quick, but yeah, they helped me a lot through the week, going back and looking at the notes and stuff, and they helped me get better each week throughout the season for sure, and stuff to work on in practice each week to get better on.
They're pretty detailed.
Yes, they
right?
are for sure.
The focus is on you.
Yeah.
And I mean, when the ball is out of your hands, it's still on you.
Yeah.
We're making sure that you handle every single detail from pre-snap to situation, scoreboard, clock, weather, injury report, freshman's in, whatever the scenario is, that you're doing the right thing. Second and long, throw short. Second and short, throw long. All those different types of things that your mind's right. Right? And then, assignment-wise, you're right, and then executionally.
Yeah.
Did you execute correctly?
Yeah.
Those are the things we're looking at, and what I can appreciate, you're one of the most coachable kids I've ever been around. The things that I can tell you, and you quickly adapt and make the adjustment, and not just make the adjustment like a green, I'm getting into it. It's make the adjustment with a professional effect. You're doing it like a guy would do it on Sundays, and that's what guys in college are going to enjoy about you. Let me just put it down like this. College coaches, I'm going to tell you right now, Ross Malmgren is the guy. You want to pick this guy up. This guy's going to be a player, a team player. He's going to be the best thing you have in the locker room. The guy's big, rangy, and when you put some muscle on him, this guy's going to throw balls through cylinder walls. So bottom line is, you're going to be a special force on Saturdays, and I can't wait for the decision to be made, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Peyton Mannequin and me, we really appreciate you being here today.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.